back, everyone, to another episode of Money Huddle. My boy Dre Rich, and my boy Shaq over here. What's good, Shaq?
Another day, man, trying to make some money in these NFL streets.
Yes, sir. We had a good Monday Night Football, though. We had a good one. We did our thing.
Definitely got
But
some
today we got the
Christmas morning cashes on Monday morning or Tuesday morning. We woke up to some Christmas-like stuff.
and we
'Cause
told y'all.
I did not stay up to watch that.
Like, just go to sleep and wake up to some cash. And a lot of y'all did. We did. We definitely did.
It was nice. It was a good
And
Tuesday.
We will tout that because we gotta recap what happened on Monday night. It was a boring second game. The first game was electric because it was so close, and we thought that the Texans were gonna actually try to win this game. You know, they were favorited, and we were questioning the entire time, why are the Bucks not favored? That was Shaq's best bet. His best bet was the Buccaneers to win that game, and they did win that game. Like, I don't understand.
Real close.
It was close. Whew. Sweat. But he said Bucks plus 2.5. And I was like, I agree, man. Baker Mayfield, man. He's way better than, the Texans. Stroud just doesn't have a line, man. They don't have no protection, bro.
It's sad. It's sad. Baker came alive though in that game. Like at the end, like Baker's the reason they won that game. It's so funny. He looked like he might have been crippled over. Season could have been hurt, a couple weeks out, and then he found an opportunity to stand right up and talk some smack, dude. He was like, "Oh, you talking shit?" Like he got over it real quick.
He did. I thought he was hurt. I thought he was hurt bad, and then he came back. He was good.
Yeah, any chance to talk some smack, he'd be out there.
Hey, but our consensus bet was the under 42.5, and we cashed. Yep. Let's go. That's money right there for y'all. It was also very close to being the under, though. It was close to not being the under.
But we knew both the defenses in this game were going to be tight. They were going to smash mouth football. That's why I thought with the pressure that the Texans were going to get, Baker was going to get outside and have to run. I'll tell you what, though, that was a sweat on the Baker yards over rushing yards. I think it was like 17 and a half. And he did not hit that until like the last 4 minutes of that fourth quarter where he busted off those two big runs. So I was like, yeah. Like, it was a sweat. It was a sweat. It was close. Yeah. But that's the game we play. It's going to be close.
But yeah, we hit both. You guys could have parlayed the under with the Buccaneers winning. You could have cashed out. So hopefully y'all did tell us on those two picks. That would have been some good cash right there for you.
Good Monday night for us.
But then we go to the stupidest game of the night. Chargers. They did put belt to ass, but the Raiders, what are you doing?
Just not good. Geno Smith looked bad.
No touchdowns.
So bad. No. And Genty just, I don't know, Genty just looks bad behind that O-line right now. Even in the win against the Patriots, he had nothing for yards. Like, it was an ugly win. And I'm telling you, if you're a Raiders fan, you've got to be sick and tired of watching this team play football because the last couple of years it's just been hard to watch.
And it's like, you'd think that you would have some sort of like respectability when you have Pete Carroll coming in, 2-time contender for Super Bowl, 1-time winner. You think you would have some kind of credibility, and you don't. It doesn't matter who's coaching this damn team. They suck.
They suck. It's just sad because, like, and I don't get it. Like, I don't get with like Bowers coming in this game with a knee sprain. We're not going to use him that much. and then he's on the field for like 75% of the snaps, and then they don't even target Mayer, the other tight end. They don't even use him as a decoy. And I'm like, why are you risking Bowers if you're not going to throw to him? Like, it was a terrible game by the Raiders. Geno Smith, I knew he was trash, but I figured he would at least get a touchdown here. Got the pick. First drive.
I mean, like the first drive, man throws a pick, and I'm just like,
oh, brother, this guy stinks.
How dare he, bro? Like that was one of your bets too. You should have stuck with it because you told me before the show started that you wanted to do one of the bets was Geno Smith interception, and he threw that thing immediately. He said, "Here's your money right here. If you want it, if you bet on it,
It's all
here
right.
you go."
I, I still cashed on the under for yards because he didn't have any yards in that game. He had like a $1.79. It was right at like 180.
But and in the end all, we had the over in that game, and we did not cash. It was not a good night on the over.
You don't bet on the
But
Raiders to take
but
the over again.
but just like I touted how Shaq cashed on that Buccaneers plus 2.5, I will also tout that I had the Chargers to cover the 3.5. So we still made money, guys. We still made money. Money was still made. So that was Monday Night Football. End of week 2. Now we're on week 3. But some things happened in week 2 that we gotta talk about. Okay. There's a lot of things that were brought up in the media that we want to share our little insight in. And we'll start off with the Joe Burrow on IR with from the guy, my guy Shaq, who has future money invested. Joe
Yeah,
Burrow's
might as well call it gone. Anything with Burrow is gone, man. My dynasty is no good in that league, and I had 4,200 yards is what I had Burrow on this year over under. He's gonna miss three months, 90 days, and that doesn't mean he's gonna come out and sling the rock. But so that bet's not gonna cash. But the thing is, like, if with Joe being gone, this is serious too. It's pretty much torn ligament almost in the foot, like, and your big toe. It's pretty bad with a grade 3. I mean, it's not good. It didn't look like much when you watched it, but I don't know. Burrow seems to be injury prone. The thing with Jake Browning coming in is he did throw 3 picks in that game. It did not look great. Still had 2 touchdowns. But the thing is with Jake Browning, if you're a fantasy guy, if you're a season long best ball guy, not that anybody took Jake Browning, but he can get the numbers done. I think you're more worried about Jake Browning's numbers, but I think Chase is definitely not going to finish Triple Crown winner like last year now. But Chase is still going to do damage in this offense. He did it with Jake Browning. I think it was last year, the year before, when Burrow was hurt again, and they did really well fantasy wise. He's not going to give you 45, 30 point games, but he's going to give you consistent 20 point games. So the chase element here, I don't know if I'd be betting on anything in Cincinnati until I see more Jake Browning. With Burrow being gone, the weapons on offense are still solidified. It's just if I'm Cincinnati, I don't know how much faith I have in Jake Browning. And you got to watch that team to see before I bet on anything prop wise, future wise with Cincinnati. You got to check out Jake Browning. If I'm them, I would trade for Kirk Cousins or something. But they cheap. Cincinnati's cheap, the cheapest team in the league. So they probably won't get anybody. So I'd be weary on taking any bets on the Cincinnati offense until we see a couple game samples here. We know what Burrow is. We have no idea what Browning is, besides 2 years ago, and it's definitely pedestrian backup numbers. So not good.
I would agree 100%, bro. Jake Browning, Jake Browning. This is not his first time in the system. Okay. I'm sure he's been preparing for the inevitable because we all knew that Joe Burrow was going to get hurt again. We just didn't know when it was going to happen. Like, would it be the end of the season when it matters, or would it be in the beginning so he can come back at the end of the season? It's just Jake Browning knows I have to be ready to play because it's likely going to happen. And it happened. And he came in, he finished the game, they won the game. Awesome. He threw 3 picks, yes. But if I have Joe Burrow in fantasy or dynasty, like it's over, man. I don't think he's going to be able to come back the same guy, even when he does come back. He won't be the same person. And they're not going to, what's going to happen? He's going to get hurt again. This old line is not going to get any better. Okay. They are the cheapest team in the league, as Shaq said. They have never protected any quarterback they've ever had. Any superstar they've ever had has never been protected.
Not a priority.
Every quarterback that has went to a Super Bowl for the Bengals never returned to the Super Bowl. That's it. He's not gonna win a Super Bowl. He's never ever gonna win one, or go back.
Or get there. Yeah, I was gonna say, or get there.
It's just sad to see because like you already
if you've got him in, I would think about trading him, at least put him on the IR. But I would definitely see what you could get for him, especially with a Chase owner, somebody out there that may have T. Higgins, get something on the cheap to get rid of him. But yeah, I don't know. It's not good. There's a reason Dynasty I've got him nicknamed as Dan Marino Jr.
Dan Marino Jr., bro. For real. Boomer Esiason Jr.
Yeah, I don't see him ever getting back. Not with the way their defense is and the amount of money on offense. Chase can't keep up the numbers he's had the last 3 years. You can expect him to do that at 30.
We can go down
like the window
is crazy. Just like Carson Palmer. No.
Yeah.
He didn't have a long career because of the freaking Bengals not helping him out. Man's over here chucking up deep balls and he had no time.
Blew his ACL and ended up a freaking Raider. And we already talked about how bad that team's been for the last forever. And Rich Gannon was the last relative Raider at quarterback that was worth a shit.
Like, we have to just fade this franchise, man. This franchise is not ever going to care about anyone they pay, but they want production. Like, what do you want if you can't protect your assets?
It's like having nice Ferraris and Porsches in the car, but you never give them oil changes, dog. They got bald, slick ass tires. Yeah, they got engine's gonna blow, tires gonna give out. Like, it's cool you got a great engine, but like with no tires, it ain't gonna do anything. It's cool if you've got great tires and no engine, you're not gonna go anywhere. It's like you don't realize that you need to complete a whole fucking team to put it on the field to have a chance. Like, because you put $140 million a year into 3 guys does not guarantee wins. And then you didn't want to pay the only guy on defense who stepped up in that game and had sacks and stops. And you're going to let that guy walk at the end of the year? You're paying him chump change, $14 million a year for Trey Hendricks, when these other guys are getting paid 30. And he's led the league or been top 2 in sacks the last 2 years. You don't pay the man. That's Cincinnati. Even the Raiders knew to pay fucking Crosby, because that's all they've got on defense. You pay generational talent. It's just insane. Yeah.
And now you got these.
So I would not bet on anybody offensive wise in Cincinnati.
Now you got 2 elite receivers with no one to quarterback them. Dang. You spent all that money.
$45 million is spent in 3 months getting his foot right.
I just don't get it.
$15 million watching Joe Burrow heal per month. Like,
Yeah, literally guaranteed money.
Yeah,
But
that sucks.
that
Yeah,
was probably the biggest news of the weekend was Joe Burrow going down and out. But we
I will
have
mention.
another.
I will
Yeah.
mention. Just off subject because we're talking about quarterback. My boy Carson Wentz is going to get the start. That was another surprise with McCarthy ankle sprain. So I
I
would say
do.
if you did lose Joe Burrow, I would go stream me some Carson Wentz this weekend. But I'm a homer there. I love Carson Wentz. I think he got the wrong end of the
Oh,
staff, but I had to let
you
that go
love
there.
Carson Wentz. That's your boy.
That's my boy. Should have been the MVP that year if he didn't get hurt.
But that's your boy. Like you're a fan of Carson Wentz.
I am a fan of Carson Wentz. I think injuries just didn't do him well. He's been a journeyman since he left. But like if you watch that season where we did win the Super Bowl with Nick Foles, Carson Wentz was the real deal. Like he was the MVP. He led the league in touchdowns all the way up to the end of the season and only lost by 2 total touchdowns or receiving or passing touchdowns at the end of the year to Russell Wilson. Or he pretty much won the MVP if he had not got hurt against the Rams. But I think with this offense and this coach, Carson Wentz this weekend is gonna. I think he might be the answer in Minnesota for the next couple of weeks. So if you're missing Burrow, that might be somebody you look at, especially in a deeper league.
You think that Carson Wentz would have won that Super Bowl for y'all?
Yes.
Hell no, dude. Whoa,
You said hell no.
Relax.
No, I
that's
think
crazy.
Carson Wentz would have won us that. If he had stayed healthy, yeah, I think Carson Wentz. I think he's just more dynamic of a player. Young Carson Wentz before he blew his ACL. This kid would run, man. He was like Josh Allen before Josh Allen. He just wasn't as good, wasn't as big or healthy. Like
Hey, I'm gonna let you have
he's
that.
your Dollar General Josh Allen, Dollar General Josh Allen, aka Carson Wentz.
I'm gonna let you have that, but I don't see why he wasn't decent after he left y'all. Why wasn't he decent? He actually got worse.
Well, where did he go? Look at where he went. He went to the Colts. They had a good offensive line, but this is before Stefanski was there, I think. They sucked. They didn't have weapons besides Jonathan Taylor. But
Wasn't he
somehow
a
Danny
Redskin?
Dimes is pulling that shit together.
Wasn't
Yeah,
he
he
a
was a
Redskin?
Redskin when they still had Dan Snyder. Yeah, before the new management, when it was Dan Snyder, they were trash. And then he was a backup for Mahomes. And then he went to LA to be a backup for Stafford. And now he's getting a shot in Minnesota. Like, he went to 2 trash ass teams, 2 great teams he knew he'd never start at, and now he's getting a shot with a great offensive line and a great receiver. I think Carson Wentz could be the Sam Darnold of this year if he comes out and blows them away. Because McCarthy
Hey
looked
guys,
bad.
it's on record. It's on record. So whenever Carson Wentz throws 2 interceptions and a pick 6 and loses this weekend, we can go back to Shaq and be like, "What did you say about Carson Wentz?"
Hell nah, bro. Who they play this weekend?
Man, I'm gonna tell you right
They're
now,
playing
bro. They
Cincinnati.
play.
They're playing Cincinnati,
Oh,
dog.
look who it
Yeah,
is, Cincinnati.
that's 3 tutties. 3 tutties, 220. Jefferson gets in it. Jefferson gets hyper targeted. 9 catches, 100 some yards, and 2 touchdowns. Carson might throw a pick because he's crazy, but they win that game.
He's gonna throw a pick. But we are on. We are on to a better subject that is important to your season. Is the tush push actually a problem?
Do you want me to take this?
I don't care about the tush
You
push.
want me to?
What do you think? It's your team. They hating
No,
on.
I tell you that. I don't think. Okay, it is my team, but even if it wasn't my team, I wouldn't be upset. It's not like we're the only team that can run it. Every team in the league can run it, but you can't get it done with Josh Allen. You can't get it done with Jared Goff. And we're talking good offensive line. You can't get it done with Bo Nix. Those are top 4 offensive lines in the league. You want to know why? Because it's Jalen Hurts, strongest quarterback pound for pound probably ever. Especially if you're talking, look at Tom Brady. Jalen Hurts could horse kick that dude 15 yards if he wanted to. The man can squat 600 pounds. You can't stop him, and that's not his fault. Other teams can run this, and we're talking. They had the reason people are bringing this up because the Chiefs finally. Where's the call? Where's the call? They're not getting calls this year, and they're offside. So if you look at that play, the Chiefs are lined up offsides. Yeah, we false started, but been for 0 yards. It would have been offsetting penalties. All right. I think if you can't stop the tush push, it's a football play. It's what football originated as. If you know anything about football, Teddy Roosevelt is the only damn reason that there's a pass in the whole fucking league. Because football was all about scrumming and running the ball and smashing each other. And it was a violent game. And nobody's been hurt in this play. There's no consistency of concussions. There's no one being devastatedly injured and back injuries. There's no one missing time because of tush push. It's just the league being too fucking scared to admit that, hey, we can't stop it. It's annoying and we don't like to see it, but it's a football play. It's not like nobody else can run it. It's sorry you guys can't get it done, but no, the tush push is not a problem. The only problem is that you got 31 other teams pussy aching that they can't get it done because they don't have a line that averages 6'5" on average and 310, and a man that can press 600 pounds, and then Saquon Barkley behind him who can do 550 on squats. Sorry, you can't do that. But that's what this team is built to do. And if you can't stop it, sorry about you. Everybody forgets we lost the Super Bowl where we had the tush push too. This play's been around like 5-6 years now. You're just mad now. It's stupid. I don't think it's a problem. I think the league's a problem. I think they need to stop drinking that haterade and get that pussitis out of them.
And let me say, devil's advocate. Okay, I agree with you, right? The tush push should not be a problem. I think people are complaining about the amount of time they get to prepare for the tush push when you get it set. So y'all go for a timeout. Y'all come out of the timeout and immediately do it. It's hard for a defense to adjust to it. What do you think about that?
It's no different than icing the kicker, man. It's the same thing. Am I wrong? I mean, if you watch a field goal play and they call a timeout, even on a field goal play, those guys are getting low so that the backer behind them can jump up and have a chance to block it. It's the same thing. You got gunners on the ends coming out full tilt, and yet somehow these people are upset on tush push. You can have more time to prepare for it. It don't matter. It does not matter. They will get it. It's like Nick Sirianni says, we start every drive, every down is 1st and 9 because we know, and don't let us get to that point. That's the game. Okay, so sorry about you. It's not 1st and 10 anymore. It's 1st and 9 because that's who you're playing. Prepare for it.
And
And if you can't stop it, you should stop it before it gets to the point.
as a defensive coach, yes, for a middle school, but as a defensive coach, I will say that it is the defense's job to not let it get to a 1 yard, 2 yard situation because y'all will do it twice. So I just feel like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
up to the defense to be like it's a 8 yard possession every first down. Don't let them get to the 8-yard line because they're gonna just push you all the way through. So I'm on your side, bro. Like I said, I'm on your side. I just had to ask the questions that the media is asking,
Well, no,
which is
no,
the time
you're fine.
to prepare.
It's just like going and playing against Dan Campbell and the Lions and being like, why does he go for it on fourth down every time? He goes for it on fourth down so much. Well, you can too. It's in the rules. You know that if it's on the other side of the 50, Campbell's going to go for it on fourth down 80% of the time. You know, with us, it's 1st and 8.5 every time you play us. So
Yeah,
it is what it is, man. I
I
just think
just,
it's ridiculous that all these people are crying, man.
I really do think it's because it happened to the Chiefs. That's what I think it really comes down to. The Chiefs losing the Super Bowl, Chiefs losing at home, the tush pushes that you guys did
Hey,
last weekend. I feel like that's what's going to this
how
situation.
how bad? How much shit do we get to talk for that PI call at the end of the Super Bowl we lost? You don't ever hear us bring that up. That
That was
bullshit
bad too.
PI
That was
call on
terrible.
Bradbury. That was bad on an uncatchable
That was
ball.
bad.
I don't know how you don't pick that flag up. You don't hear me bitching about that. I am now. You know what we
I
did though?
know.
We came back and I am now, but you know what? We came back and we beat your asses in the Super Bowl, and we made sure that you remembered it. Like, so it just makes me
Well,
upset that I'm like, it's a football play. People aren't calling it football plays, and it's stupid. It's legitimately the origination of football.
it's a football play. A lot of players did that back in the day in the late in the early 70s. They did it a lot actually. The 1 yard line was always a fight. And two pushes is just another way to fight. But
Yeah.
next, the
Anyway,
last
got me riled
thing
up.
is kicking too impactful to the game of football. Because let me explain what happened. So people are saying that these kickers are kicking so effortlessly. We see Brett Maher kicking 60-something yarders like and having extra room afterwards. And you know, forgot his name. One of the kickers, the guy from dang, another kicker. He's kicking like we're kicking extremely well, right? To the point where what can make the kick harder? What can make the kick not as important to the game? Because there's a lot of games like let's Boswell. He's kicking these field goals so easily. They're saying that is it too impactful to the game because they beat the Jets that way. The Steelers won a lot of games last year because of Boswell. And it's just like, should they make it to where it does not count for as many points, or make it to where you have to kick from a certain distance, or like should they be altered at all?
I mean, I think kicking is underrated in the game. I think they've done a lot. They've pushed the extra point back. They've made kickoffs, you know, to where they want guys to return it. Like kicking it is called football. You know what I mean? And we run the ball, we pass the ball. You don't really think about kicking in the aspect of it. It's called football. But I think the only thing that you could do is maybe make the goalpost skinnier. But for me, I think
Ooh,
kicking is that's probably the only thing that would make it a little more challenging. Uh, but I mean, ever since they moved the extra point back, you see the analytics point so that there's a lot more missed extra points since they've done it. Like it's increased like 40% in like the 6, 7 seasons since they've moved the extra point back. So I mean, these guys, yeah, they've got bigger legs, but we're getting soccer guys in here from college that just boot bombs all day. That's what they do. I think if you are going to change anything, I'm okay with it. Like, let them kick for as far out as you can. Like I say, it's just the same thing as the tush to me. It's like, hey, if a guy can make it from 60, don't let him get to that side of the field. You know. But for me, I think I honestly just if you look at the extra points in kicking field goals. Inside, the extra point alone, there's been so many extra points, it seems like, that have been missed in the last couple seasons. Like, kicking's been impactful, so there's not much I would change about it, honestly. Like, these guys do miss more often than people. It's funny. I don't know. It seems to be the reverse. Everybody seems like kickers make everything all the time, but I'm like, no, there's a lot of misses, man. Like a kicker will cost you a fantasy day. A kicker will cost you a bet if you're not careful. Over unders, like that's where over unders come to. Like for example, that Bucks Texans game, one field goal difference, and we're gonna lose the over. You know what I mean? And that's what games come down to. That's why I'm like, no, I
Yeah.
wouldn't change anything honestly. But for me, I think kicking is perfectly impactful. Um, I just don't know how the NFL. The only thing I would do is maybe make the goalpost skinnier, and I think that would emphasize teams to go. I've got to get to the 30 or the 25 for it to be more comfortable, so I'm closer. If you are going to kick it from 55, 60, I don't know what the length is now, but maybe you cut it down 20%, 25%. Makes it skinnier, makes it harder, especially in outdoor stadiums. So I don't know. That would probably be the only thing I would do, but I don't see a reason to change it right now. There's a lot of change already in the NFL as far as kicking's been in the last several years.
I think you're right 100%. I personally, me, kicker prop guy. I love kicker props. I hit one on the Chargers Raiders game. The only points were scored by the kicker. I told y'all to bet on Daniel Carlson over 1.5 field goals made, over 6.5 kicking, over 5.5 kicking points. And he did that. He kicked 2 field goals, and that cashed you money because he was plus money to do that. And I
Yeah, man,
like the
they lost
kicking
22 to
in
6.
football.
The only points.
Literally. Yeah. Like without the kicker, they wouldn't have no points. So I will say that kicking is not too impactful. I think it's just the right amount of impactful. And the people who they're complaining about are like the best kickers ever. Like Brett Maher will be one of the best kickers of all time. He's kicking bombs. Uh, we already know Boswell. He is a legendary kicker. Like the guys are
Uh,
like no,
Aubrey hit
yeah.
he hit
Brett
60
Aubrey.
something
Oh
against the Giants.
yeah, Aubrey.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I mean.
it's
There's
just
big legs.
yeah. It's like they're complaining about the entire kicking roster in the NFL because there's people like Young Hoku who will miss one from 30 yards, dink right off the upright. There's people there's people like Chase McLaughlin in the game we just talked about in the Texas game. He dinked it right off the just right off the upright. That they're not taking all of it into account. They're just talking about the guys who are elite, and that's kind of messed up.
With if he didn't dink that, we would not have hit the under on that game. So
Yeah, like I think kicking is just the right amount of impactful, and if they really are complaining about it, I agree with Shaq, which I have not heard before. Shaq's the first person to ever bring to my attention that making it skinnier, a skinnier goalpost will make it difficult. So I never heard it before. It's a good insight.
bring back
But
arena
onwards,
football style where it's like
onwards
12 feet.
past week 2. Oh yeah, exactly. It's just like I don't know, man. But on to this Thursday night football, man. We got a snooze fest, like a game that you shouldn't want to bet on, but because there's football to bet, we will bet on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's the
That's what
Dolphins
we have bets. Yeah, I
versus
would have not
the
touched this game for the podcast, my guys.
yeah. Like if it wasn't for the podcast, we would not be doing this game. But like I
But
said,
I
it's the
looked into it.
Dolphins. But we got some information for you. We got some good bets to bet on a bad game like this. The Dolphins are getting 12.5 points on the road. First the Bills. The over under is 50.5. Uh our consensus bet, our consensus bet is that the Bills are going to cover 12.5. McDaniels is probably going to get fired. We're just gonna like this is the McDaniels gets fired bet for real. This is the McDaniels gets fired bet because he cannot keep his job if they lose by 13, 14 points or more. He should not keep his job. He he's been in the league for what? He's been in the league for 2.5, 3 years. Yeah, 1 year, two
Uh,
got hurt, so he had a
this
little
is
bit
his,
of an excuse.
this, I think this is his third year in Miami. Yeah.
Like he had excuses, but now they're running out. Okay, they're running out of excuses. Tua's not hurt. You just have a bad team and you're poorly coached. Like losing that game at home to the Patriots, who you haven't lost to in the 3 years you've been coaching, you're not going uphill. You're going downhill. You're getting worse as a coach, actually. So it's
Man,
going to be
and
weird.
that defense is about as stiff as a wet paper bag, bro. They got rid of everything that was decent on that defense when they got rid of Ramsey. Like they have nothing on defense. And I know he's not a defensive coach, but I mean Tyreek looks old. Waddle gets hurt and comes back into every game. Tua's got concussions. This team is just poorly put together.
I, I will say I think that he stays around in the league, but he will not be a head coach if he gets fired from this team. He will not be a head coach, but he will be an offensive coordinator somewhere because people like Cliff Kingsbury, you try to be a head coach, you suck at it, but then you go be on someone else's regime and you keep on doing the good offense that you were doing before. Like, I do know that McDaniels is a good offensive mind. He has done a lot of schemes. He knows how to put people in the right positions. He makes the defense think. He makes every defense think about something. So I do like him to stay on someone's team, but he will not be a head coach once he is done with the Dolphins. Shaq's first bet. His first prop is Keon Coleman. Take it away.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched that Jets game and got out of hand. I know you did. That Jets game got out of hand
He
early,
tried.
so they didn't have to throw much to Keon, but like he had three. I think he had three catches for like 20 something yards, all in the first half. Second half was all garbage time. Um, Here's the thing about Miami is if they're going to come in here and be competitive, they're going to have to throw the football. They're going to have to get the offense going. So I believe that they will try to make it score. It'll be fast paced. This is a division game. It was really hard for me to 12 and a half points is so much, but I just don't see how Miami makes this a close game with that defense. The way the Bills defense is, I don't trust Tua to stay healthy. If you remember, this is the game last year Tua got knocked out in, and they knocked out your boy Justin Fields last week, concussion protocol. And
They hit
but
hard.
my thing is, and I think Coleman, I also like his receptions. I think it's at 3.5. If you feel more comfortable taking receptions, I just feel like he's going to be used more in this game, one way or the other. Yeah, Keon Coleman's at 3 on Prize Picks, so an even 3 right now. If you like the receptions, he had that in the first half last week. He just didn't get targeted in the second half. But I think there's going to be a big play here. Josh Allen got his nose broken last week, and there's just something screaming at me that this is a short week for him. Josh is already beat up, broken nose. I think they're going to want to keep the ball out of his hands. I'm not saying he won't get his rushing yards. I just don't see them making a whole lot of running plays for Josh tonight. I think it's going to be more of we're going to have to score. If Miami's going to have a chance in this, they're going to throw the ball, which means I think Buffalo's going to have to throw the ball. So Keon Coleman, 49.5. I like that. I think I'll take the over on that. And I like receptions at 3. I'd take the over on Keon Coleman's receptions too. So either or of those.
And your second prop is Josh Allen to rush.
All right. So I got this bet early. I want to say Tuesday, and it started at 24.5, and I got it at 26.5, and it's currently at 30.5. And like I just said, 30.5 is kind of rough. The only reason I won't bet against it is it's still pretty low. Like Josh Allen last week had, I want to say, 50 plus yards last week rushing the ball. He did not have a lot of passing yards last week. They didn't need to. They were trying to kill the clock. And Cook had a great game. Cook, I mean, he was busting off runs, killing clock. They fed him the ball. I think he had 21 touches in that game. So I could see that happening here. I just don't think that Miami isn't going to score the way the Jets did. The Jets just got embarrassed in that game. I think Miami actually has an offense. They just don't have a defense. And I know they're going to be able to pass all over them. So I just see Josh Allen. Yeah, I could see him busting a 26.5 yard run here easy. I think, when all things break down, he's gonna run for it. That's what he does. I don't think that broken nose will stop him necessarily. I just don't see him having 65, 70. I don't see him having a huge yardage game. So 30.5 is a little risky. I wouldn't. I mean, you can take it. Like I said, he's capable of that any game. I took it at 26.5. I took the over. I feel a lot comfortable in that. And if you don't like that pick, I would take. I think it's easy money. I think it's under money. Yeah, James Cook touchdown. I think that's a guarantee tonight. If they don't get it done through the air, James Cook will be killing clock and scoring touchdowns.
In your last bet, on the other side of the ball, you got Devon A. Chan. Over.
Yes, I think, like I said, if the Bills come out here and put up points on them, and it gets a two score game early, they're down 14-0, 10-0. If it's 17-3, they're going to have to pass the ball. And Achan has been way more used and utilized in the passing game than the running game because this team has been nothing but behind all freaking season. He's not a big guy. He's not a run between the tackles kind of guy. He can, but they get him used in the passing game. And they've been behind all year. So I like his receiving. You can get it for 4.5. You have to move down now on Prize Picks. They have it at 5.5. So even Prize Picks thinks Achan's going to get some catches tonight. Yeah, they've got 4.5 as a good bet. So I would take the 4.5. I would even take 5.5 if you're feeling risky because they will be throwing the ball and they will be behind tonight unless Miami pulls out a defense that we haven't seen yet, which I don't see it. Micah Fitzpatrick was trash before he got traded. He's done nothing in Pittsburgh for 3 years, and that's who they have in their secondary. Besides Xavier, is Xavier Howard even there anymore?
No, he's not there, but I'm gonna tell you their corners right now. Their corners are Razul Douglas, the old Bill.
Ass. Used to be an Eagle. Ass.
Yeah, he's not good. And
Trash.
the other their actual starting number one corner is hurt. Storm Duck. Storm Duck, hell of a name, is hurt and out for this game. So and so is Melifonwu. Uh Melifonwu is their best safety besides Fitzpatrick, and he's out as well. So it could be a throw it all day type of party for the Bills, who don't want to get Allen even more hurt than he already is with his face mask he can be wearing, looking like Batman tonight. But
oh yeah, that's why I'm like I can see Keon Coleman receptions. That's why I'm like if Josh Allen does, if you don't want to take the 30.5, I think James Cook is going to have some garbage time runs and a touchdown. So there's options on the Bill side. Whoever you think is going to be the biggest option is who you should take there. But I like Ain Chan at 4.5.
I like that as well. My first prop is Ray Davis over 24.5 rushing yards. if we look at the last two games that the people who have played the Dolphins, the backup running back has had 8 carries or more in each of those games. The Patriots, Trey Henderson, your boy, he had 55 yards on 6 carries against the Dolphins last week. I do think it gets the same script. They're gonna get up big. They're gonna get Ray Davis going. He hasn't had a good game at all this season yet. I think at home is when the role players step up. The role players step up more at home territory. So I think that he's going to easily get 24 and a half rushing yards this game once James Cook cooks them for the first half of the game. My second prop, and this also Ray Davis. That that line is going up. That line has already went up to 26 and a half on some books. So it's looking like it's very possible in Vegas. They are believing that it could be true as well. My second prop is Tyreek Hill touchdown. He has scored in the last 5 primetime games. He's going to do it again if they are to score at all. It could be the end of Tyreek Hill in Miami. I think he could be fighting for a way out. Like, hey guys, pick me up. I'm about to score a touchdown. I'm
Yeah,
doing things. I'm not bad. The team sucks. I ain't bad.
I think he gets traded, no question, by the end of the season. It'd be interesting to see who would contend for him. It'd be somebody on that verge of playoff bubble. It'd be funny to see him go to Pittsburgh. That's where I'd like to see him go. Join the
Sadly,
old man crew out there.
he's gonna go to the Chiefs. They're going back, bro. I'm telling you. If they if they
They
would
should have already
take
made a
back,
move for him.
nah, they were waiting for him to crawl back. He's gonna crawl back, bro. I promise you. He's gonna come back and take everything he said bad about Mahomes back. And you know why I think that? Because they took back Kareem Hunt, who kicked a girl. Kicked a girl. Like,
Yeah, you can thank Jim Dorsey for letting him back in on the Cleveland Browns.
so I really do feel like this is the I think the Chiefs are open to returning players. I think they really are. They even brought back Juju Smith Schuster. So it's like I think they are in the ballpark of getting everybody back on board and trying again. And right now, they're desperate. If they lose to the Giants, bro, oh hell no.
Oh,
Like,
uh,
yeah,
I'd
bring
love it.
everyone
I
back.
would love it. The only reason I wouldn't love it is I want to see Jackson Dart touch the field. I'm so tired of Russell Wilson being in the league.
Yeah, it's just gonna be weird to see what happens with Tyreek Hill, but he's gonna score a touchdown tonight just to get people to start looking at him. He's trying to elevate his own stats. And I love betting on receivers that also rush the ball. Receivers that get carries, I'm all in. I'm all in on it.
Yeah, like I was saying, if the Dolphins want a chance at winning tonight, they're gonna have to utilize him. They're gonna have to throw the ball. They're gonna have to draw something up for him. Like he is the weapon, one of the weapons downfield on their offense. They're gonna need him. Otherwise, it's gonna be bad.
I agree, man. And like I like his yards as well. I like his receptions as well. It's right now it's at 5.5. I do like that as well. I think he just gets the treatment, this hey, you are our only hope treatment. Uh and
Yeah. Yeah. Go.
my last prop is Khalil Shakir over 45 and a half receiving yards. There's not to say that Keon and Khalil could both get theirs because they really can. I see Josh Allen throwing for over 230, over 250. He's going to have to divide these yards up between Cook, Shakir, Coleman, and the tight end. Forgot his name.
Kincaid.
What's his name? The young man?
Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, Kincaid. All these K's, bro. It's crazy. All these K's and Kincaid. Like, these guys, they're going to get their share of this 250. He's doing 250, guys. Right now, Price Picks has a special. They cut Josh Allen's yards to 203. 213. I think he definitely has over 213 tonight. And he's going to go to 250, I think. I think it's a 250-something game. He flexes his muscles at home.
It's a 238.5 is what he's sitting at. And you can get him for 213. And then if you're feeling really crazy, if you really think he's going to ball out, you can take him all the way up to 249.5, 274.5, which is a big bet. And then if you really think he's going to go out, they've got him for 299.5. But 243.5, and you can take him for 4. Yeah, I would take his passing yards tonight too.
Yeah, I would take the 240. I would take the extra 240 on that because I think 250 something is the number.
249.5, you would take.
Yeah, I would take 249.5. I think it's going to be over 250 tonight. There's no one there. I told you all. There's Rasul Douglas, who's 6'2".
Trash.
And guess how tall Keon Coleman is? 6'4". Okay. And fast. So good luck, Rasul. You're old. So I don't know what's going to happen when it comes to Keon Coleman specifically, but I know he'll have chances because he's bigger and he's more athletic, and they want him to be the guy. They want him to be Stephon Diggs.
If he has 2 catches tonight, it could honestly be a 32-yard catch and a 10-yard catch, or a 14-yard catch and get you to 43.5, 49.5. Like, he can get the 49.5 in one catch tonight with this defense.
I'm kind of scared of his receptions. At the least, and him over that number because I think he gets 3 catches over 20 yards. That's how bad this defense is for the Dolphins. I just don't see them having any contain for these fast receivers. But that's our bets. That's our bets then for this game on Thursday night. And we have a little look ahead for week 3. What are like 1 or 2 games that you are looking forward to? I'm sure, of course, the Rams. You got the Rams and the Eagles this weekend, y'all.
That's a tough, man. We have had good games to start the year. It's been a tough schedule, but I want to say that game's in Philly. I like my boys to get it done. We might be we'll see what the weekend looks like. We might be previewing that game on my end. I'll tell you one I really like. I like Dallas and Chicago. I think Chicago's defense is trash. I think that's a good game to bet on. And then one that's really caught my eye, we were actually talking about this earlier with Wentz. I like the Minnesota-Cincinnati game. Battle of the backups, man. And terrible defense in Cincinnati. We get to see Carson Wentz look like an MVP again, I'm telling you. Call my shot there. I'll be interested to watch that game.
Hey, well, you better have some prop bets on him tomorrow's show, Friday, when we see y'all again. Thank y'all all for tuning in. It's your boy, Dre Rich, and my boy, Shaq. Hey, Money Huddle. We huddle into the money. Get paid tonight. Stack up that little bread
so
that we can double it up on the weekend with us.
Yes, sir. And if you want the best Carson Wentz props, be here tomorrow. I got him.
Have a good one, y'all.